morning, everyone.
Welcome to our Chakra Insight number 29 today. We're sitting in new positions, different places, switching up the energy here. So today we're going to reveal where we're going on our journey next.
Mm-hmm.
But first we're going to talk about our last week in the pleasure aspect of the second chakra, which Shannon is wearing an orange hat
I am.
to represent.
I didn't think about that. All my orange today.
Yes.
Yes, so for me, this week has been a really good opportunity to notice where I overindulge in pleasure. I tend to be one of those people who buy lots of healthy foods and then feed them to my daughter and my husband, and then somehow through, osmosis or something, I'm going to equally eat that well when I'm actually not. So I give it to them and then I don't do it for myself, and I will indulge in something and then feel guilty about it, and then ultimately I just kind of throw up my hands and I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna keep eating the junk.
Mm-hmm.
So this week has really been a good practice in being mindful and appreciating when I seek out pleasure. So I started shifting it. We used to typically each day we would have some type of treat, maybe go for Wits or go to frozen yogurt, something like that. If we have a treat at home, maybe have something. And instead we kind of shifted it to, we've been going to soul bowls. Okay, the sugar content may be the same, but at least it's fruit. It's a totally different, it's not dairy. So shifting that mindset and then just being present in it. So phone away, turned it off, sitting there connecting with my daughter and my husband, or my daughter if it's my husband's at work, and just enjoying it. And actually I went by myself a couple times, just enjoying it, and then realizing it's okay. I don't need to feel guilty. And then what I noticed is that throughout the day I wasn't reaching for more junk. I would cut myself off, like, okay, I had my pleasure seeking moment and now I'm done with it. And then I noticed it in other ways. So if I'm walking to Soul Bowls from Soul Shine and I notice some flowers, I would stop and smell them, or take a picture and put it on my Instagram so I can enjoy the picture longer, that memory longer. And I also noticed that shift in my daughter. So if I stopped and smelled a flower, then she was like, oh, let me smell that. So that was kind of a cool little thing to experience.
Mm-hmm.
So just that mindfulness, really like putting the phone away, and even just, if I thought, oh, I need to get this work done while I'm eating, no, putting it away and enjoying my food and feeling it, feeling the textures and feeling tasting the flavors of it, really changed the practice to one of more mindfulness, and then it permeated throughout the rest of my day and helped my week. It was much more peaceful when it came to pleasure, so that was nice.
All right, that's awesome.
Yeah, how about you, Rebecca?
Well, just to go on what you were saying, I think it's, or at least from my experience, it's that layer of guilt that we might put on the thing. So even if we do allow ourselves to indulge in something, then we feel bad about it. Maybe we just remove that layer of guilt and just allow ourselves to feel the pleasure.
Yes.
And pleasure does surround us all the time, more than we realize. And I know for myself that whenever I'm like on my phone or doing some kind of busy work, I'm not connected to that. I'm not in the moment. So this week I really practiced dropping in, like even right now, just absorbing the energy in the room, connecting with people. Like there's so much pleasure to be had just around us at all times when we tune into it. And it's like it's almost for me like a totally different energy field. I found that one way that I gave myself pleasure this week was to allow myself time to do things that I enjoy doing. So, and that's a big thing because I enjoy doing all my work, but sometimes I just need to do some things that are like just for me. So I was working on my little chakra cards that we started with Becky, and I realized I carved out some time for that. And I realized as I was doing it, I would want to like go send that email, go do this thing. But I was like, no, I'm just going to cut the magazine, glue it on the paper. And so like I did that for maybe an hour. And afterwards, I felt like a totally different, like it kind of rearranged the energy. So I had given something to myself, and then all of a sudden everything else seemed to flow easier in my life at that time. So it not only did it just give me that time of pleasure, but it kind of just rearranged my priorities. I was tuning more into myself, what I wanted to do, and I felt like more relaxed because I'm sending a message to myself that, okay, you can relax and do something that you want to do. So then I just naturally felt different.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Pleasure rearranges energy.
Yes. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be extravagant. It's just tuning in to maybe a few moments of breathing outside.
Yeah. Yes. That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we hope you all have had a wonderful week seeking pleasure. And now we're going to see where our journey is taking us next.
Yes.
So
I think it's my turn to pick.
It is your turn to pick.
I'm going to choose this card.
You must have had your eye on that one.
I did. Ooh. Okay, so it's the Crown Chakra, Divine Consciousness. Inner connection, expansion, oneness, and light. So take a look at this card.
Yes. Awaken to the pure and infinite source deep within you and live from that space. You are that which you seek and so much more. The card story. Peeling back the layers of time and space, moving through the patterns of color and sound, reaching up through the void of all that is unknown and seemingly unknowable, we arrive to a place of pure, undimmable, unconditional, and infinite light. As we focus on this light, it expands before us and within us, ultimately revealing that it has always been here as our highest truth. This great light within is a choice we have in every moment, divine consciousness. The message. This card is about the supreme being, the oneness and the interconnection of all of life. You could be sitting on a rock staring at the ocean, feel the vastness of it, or laying and staring up at the spray of stars glittering in the dark sky. When your mind is still and your consciousness becomes aware of the essence of being, that's when you feel the connection, the essence of life, the divine consciousness, God, Spirit, Source. Whatever name you would like to give it, if you need to give it a name. The divine consciousness can be found in silence. It is in the pause between your in and out breath. In one simple moment of realization, all the secrets of the universe may be revealed through this divine consciousness. So many of life's challenges and seeming uncertainties would quickly dissolve if we could see ourselves and our world through the eyes of this divine consciousness. If we could look upon our short-term struggles as a parent might see a young child learning to stand, walk, and speak, we would see ourselves with deeply expanded compassion. We would recognize the truly divine beings that we are, and we would love ourselves for being here, for waking up, for growing into all that we came here to be. We would accept our shortcomings and see the perfection in every moment. We would know that every moment serves a divine purpose in the great plan, and we would make the most of that purpose with grace and ease. We would look upon our brothers and sisters with great love. We would see them in their highest light, and in so doing, we would call them into the experience of that light. Now is the time to give yourself the gift of this perspective. See the limitless expansion of divine consciousness that is within you. Feel that space that is beyond your day-to-day consciousness and allow your attention to flow here. Allow yourself to ponder this expansive state of being. Feel that although it feels beyond and bigger than you, it actually exists within and around you always. This card invites you to spend committed time in meditation, in stillness, and in nature. Discover your own unique ways to move into consciousness, connection with the divine essence of life. Feel your connection and oneness with this state of consciousness and know that your capability to live aligned with this is just a choice away. Great masters throughout time have all shown us that this is possible, and many have called us to follow suit, not in some future lifetime, but right now. You are divine, so be it. This is my favorite card.
Yay!
Yes.
This is powerful.
Yes, this is kind of where my entire perspective shifted, because having grown up a Catholic, I had been told that God was outside of us, and I think that most religions have a very a view that God is outside of us. God is not within us. We are not a part of God. That's not the right way to look at it. We are to try to attain to be God-like, but we could never be a part. And when I came across the teaching that, I believe it was A Course in Miracles through Marianne Williamson, that we are God, that we are a part of God, we're all of us, that blew my mind right open, because I thought, if it's already there, why am I mean to myself? So this is a really great opportunity to call to ourselves that we deserve our own loving kindness. That if you would never speak to your God, your higher being, your divine consciousness with negativity or crassness, then why would you do it to yourself? So, I'm excited for this week.
Yeah. And divine consciousness is something that we open up to. So I think that it's good to come after last week's, because we're talking about being mindful and tapping into the pleasures that are around us. And that's when we're open and we're present. And so we allow that to flow in. We allow inspiration and grace, faith, whatever it is that we need is available to us when we open up to it. So I'm excited about this. So that's Crown Chakra. We can practice more of the meditation and opening and just really being mindful in the present moment this week.
That sounds great.
Yay.
So we will see all of you soon. Definitely share with us if you have any new experiences that you have been dealing with and you felt like this journey was helping you along them.
Yes, we love to hear feedback, so please just leave us a comment and let us know, and we will travel forth through divine consciousness this week.
Have a great
Ride
day.
the stream of divine consciousness.
Yes.
All right, namaste. Thank you,
Namaste.
guys.